Need to
lift this up. Yeah.
No, you need to lift it.
Okay.
You just need to scoot over.
Hi. Are we live? Hi.
Is we live?
Are we live? Hi.
What's happening?
Hello.
Can y'all see us?
I have no idea if we're live. I think we are. Hi, chat. Oh, there's people in here.
What y'all doing in here?
Hi.
I don't know. We don't know what
we don't know how this works. We are babies to
What's
YouTube.
happening?
Hi.
We over here on a different state surveillance apparatus.
Seriously.
Apparatus.
Hey, fam.
We're trying to switch it up for y'all.
Hi.
These auto technocrats is taking over. So
seriously,
YouTube is Google, YouTube. They're all a part of it, but we trying to, you feel me? Fake and break their ankles.
Seriously.
You feel me? Keep them motherfucker guessing, keep them on their toes. What's going on, y'all?
Hi.
Y'all know I'm just a regular analog girl in the digital world because I'm just like, whoa.
How does this work?
Live from TV land. Hi, everybody. What's going on?
Yes.
I guess this is Hoodrat to Headwrap, but Hoodrat to Headwrap Redux, Reloaded, Hoodrat to Headwrap. We just chatted.
We're just chatting.
We just kidding.
This
is the key.
Since it's just us, we'll let y'all in on a little.
This is just the
some
key.
information.
This is just the key.
Remixed. It's remixed.
This is a remix. This is uncut.
It is. Okay. It is very expensive to record at the recording studio where we record. Okay? Yeah. So in order to do that, it requires us to spend our money out of pocket. So it has been challenging to keep up with that, even though I know everybody likes the aesthetic. They like the vibe. I like the vibe. I think it's cool. Ebony doesn't care. Ebony is like, we can, how this podcast started is we used to record in our living room. Mm-hmm. Right? And then we started seeing everybody in podcast studios and things like that. And I was like...
And we still kept recording in the living room.
We still kept recording in the living room. We only came around recently to recording outside of the living room.
To make way for the video.
I did let the IG peeps know about this live.
Y'all did? Okay, let me tell everybody.
Let me tell them
what they said. Video killed the radio star. You feel what I'm saying? And you remember that song? Video killed the radio star. No, for real though. It really did. So that's the whole thing about it.
So that's where we're at right now. We're just trying to figure out what works for us to chat with y'all because it's just too much going on. It's too much going on.
I think I'm also sort of toggling with the role that media plays in our desires in our liberation, freedom dreams, desires to liberate ourselves. Should we have them? I don't want to assume everybody has a desire to be liberated. That is just not true. That's my little, I call that my Hotep pipe dream, is that there's some Mecca that we all Black people want to go to and want to get to, and will unilaterally do so, and nobody will be left behind. And nobody's vision of nobody's liberation or version of liberation runs afoul of the other. And that's just not true. Like Dr. Joy James talks about, a lot of motherfuckers are managerial class for the state. You know what I'm saying? We've been inside of our group, Wretched Readers.
Come on over to Patreon to Ebony's
y'all
Wretched
really,
Readers.
I'm just being honest. Like, it is for the free, for the low. You sprinkle me a little something, but it ain't even about all that. It's hosted on Patreon because it just provides a little bit more of a closed circuit. We do it on Zoom. That's not a super closed circuit, but we try to keep it that way because it's not a book club. It's just not.
Yeah.
Anybody that's in Wretched Readers, if you know somebody that's in Wretched Readers, they will tell you, like, that's not even what we doing in there. Like, we doing some underground. We doing some shit.
They're doing good work.
I ain't gonna say too much. You just got
political education work. It's important. That's necessary.
And an experiment in doing so in a way that is not centered around one person. It's not centered around me as a teacher. I'm facilitating a teach-in. However, the teach-in is just a vehicle. We just use the text as a vehicle. We use the text to ground our politics in theory, but theory that's informed by a desire to improve the material conditions of our lives for all oppressed people all over the globe, to actually end anti-Black racism, but to use the millennia of scholarship, but not just scholarship, but our people writing our revolution into history, which they will try to erase. Mm-hmm. They don't want people to know. I'm just laying on y'all.
Where you going? You
hold on real quick, because we were just talking about
you about to do the whole record readers right now.
No, I'm not gonna do it. But remember what you said.
Yeah,
about
babe, but lead in. Take a breath, Gemini.
I can't take no breath. We ain't got time for all that. It's motherfucking freedom time in this it's nation time.
You ain't even say hey to the people in
Hi, y'all. I love y'all. For real. But it's really time. Did you tell people?
What did I tell them?
It's going to be recorded anyway, so shit. You know, whoever in here, you in here. But
somebody
will share it.
Open up a gallery with my friends in Deep East Oakland.
What part?
Oh, yes.
You need to message me.
I met somebody today from the 60s.
Who from the 60s?
So that's what I was on the call with today. They said they live in a cul-de-sac in the 60s. Y'all got cul-de-sacs?
Some in the 60s they do. I'm 98. We do not.
What are you, 98th or what? International?
No, I'm MacArthur.
MacArthur.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Bancroft.
The 60s is,
98th and Bancroft is not where you're from.
Is it seminary?
I'm talking about you. 98th and Bancroft is not where you're from.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can say that because it's between MacArthur and Bancroft, but I ain't telling people my motherfucking
98th MacArthur. Don't y'all say that?
Y'all motherfuckers go there if you want. You gonna okay? I'm telling people but I'm from there where my family is. But y'all motherfuckers will try it if you want. You gonna become a short. You gonna become a show, as my mother would say. You gonna come up show.
Anyways, back to what you were just jumping. This is just a little special thing that we're doing. We're trying to get into YouTube, moving away from. YouTube is also oppressive, but TikTok is being taken over by Satan Yahoo. Instagram and Facebook is already taken over by what's his face. Like everything is a disaster. We're just trying to find ways to continue to reach y'all. We want to move to just in-person conversations, but everybody is everywhere. So I feel like we're going to move. People keep kind of like poo-pooing on the internet and social media, and that is something that's really irritating me.
Poo-pooing in what way?
Oh, y'all need to, if y'all are only doing stuff on social media, it's not sufficient. And you need to get out here.
Who's only doing stuff on social media?
There's influencers that stay only on social media.
How do people know that?
That's a good point.
You would have to be on social media.
That's a good
in order to clock who's only on social media.
I just feel like social media is such a perfect not perfect. It's not perfect. It's imperfect. But a really great opportunity for folks who are disabled and chronically ill to organize. That has been a major place for, folks who are differently able to really navigate. So to say that, it kind of drives me wild, because I'm like, so if somebody's on the internet, but they also teach at the academic institution, higher ed, that makes them better? Like, yes. I don't understand.
I mean, it does make them better. I mean, that's what academia tells you, is that if you can teach here, if you can be in these sort of our de-radicalizing, lab, essentially, is most colleges and universities. And if the United States is a white supremacist, settler, colonial regime, and we know that, then how does that permeate into our institutions? Wouldn't they also, especially our public institutions, our governments, wouldn't they also follow a similar schema?
They're talking about in the streets, like with a picket sign, like, let's go.
Everybody has been doing that.
Yeah. Everybody has not been doing
a lot of. I'll speak for me and you. We done been there and we done done that.
Yes.
Okay?
But everybody. But what do you say to the people who are not doing that?
You know what I'm gonna say to the people who are not doing? I'm not talking to the people who are not doing that. I'm talking to the motherfuckers that are trying to create some type of dichotomy between those who are doing and those who are not. Trying to say, once somebody brought up yesterday in our group, like people being like, well, they brought up how Angela Davis talked about, colorism, and how she called herself in and was like, I'm not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like talking about how she was able to be lauded and exalted in lots of ways over lots of other Black revolutionary activists during the 60s and 70s who were going to prison,
Yeah.
you know, and being exiled and taken as captive by the U.S. hegemonic police state. She was saying that she had some levels of protection because of her complexion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
See, we need light-skinned people like that
Mm-hmm.
back in those days. But they're saying, like, who deems what's enough? Now, obviously, it wouldn't be a light-skinned person that would deem what's enough. But who are the people that are the most vulnerable? Who are the people that are at the brunt, we're all on the margins. Who's at what Dr. Joy James calls the hypocenter?
Mm-hmm.
Those who are in a confrontation with violence, and those who like to talk about how motherfuckers need to confront violence. Ooh. Should it be on the internet or should it be in the street? Ooh. Who's in a confrontation with violence? Fuck all that.
That's very good.
Who's in a confrontation with state violence and who's in a conversation about what other motherfuckers ain't doing, motherfuckers who they could be helping?
Yeah, that's very good.
Assata Shakur and them was not sitting around talking about, oh, this nigga ain't doing this. Oh, they ain't doing that. They said, come to the motherfucking meeting. Because remember, was no social, was no internet.
Yeah.
They said, come to the meeting, come to the house. Before them, it was come to the church. Believe it or not, the church used to be a
major.
A black church was a major.
Would you say it's not anymore?
No, not really.
But what about okay? So you think
I'm talking about like most Abrahamic religion.
No, I'm talking about the Black Baptist church.
Some are, but I can't see. There's this desire to speak and to generalize and to have sweeping generalizations where there are revolutionary everywhere, especially in a black community. So any black person, online, jaw japping, talking about, oh, why y'all ain't in the street? Why y'all ain't doing this? It's like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
What about people's parents?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about people at the motherfucking, what's going on at the dialysis center?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at how a person looks, what access that they have to the internet, or access that they have to public transit, or access that they have to corporate resources that would give you disposable income and time so you could be all out in the street or whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Making yourself feel superior to other people when it's about people.
Yep.
How is it that we're trying to have revolutions? Is these revolutions personal? Are we trying to have personal change?
You took a little nap and you got really in your bag. But you're not playing.
Well, I'm going through it.
Yeah.
That's another thing, too. It's like, we don't tell y'all motherfuckers everything we going through.
Yeah.
Oh, in the 70s. Yeah, I used to work at, you told me at Eastmont. I used to work at Eastmont Mall. Remember when Eastmont Mall used to have, it still has a clinic in there. Mm-hmm. But when I was in like 6th grade, I used to work as a medical records person for a clinic. And for the
What
clinic.
was you doing in there?
Well, there's a part of this program called Diversity Works. It's like an after school. Oakland got so many after school programs, especially when I was coming up. So they had us go in Eastmont Mall and we used to work in the clinic. I believe the clinic is still there. Really? The health clinic. And you've been to Eastmont? Where the McDonald's is?
Eastmont Mall?
But hit me up though. Because I'm interested in talking to you, especially anything that's going on in the deep. That's we need to tap in. We need to get that. We need to do it together.
Well, what were you about to say? You're going through it?
You know what we're going through in our lives. I mean, this whole. That's why I don't entertain any conversations from people about what do you say? People been saying like purity politics, like. Using this very
that's what are you talking about in regards to us? Yes, yeah.
I'm just saying that it's been very hard for us. Life ain't been no crystal stair.
How has it been for y'all in the chat? Can y'all talk about how y'all are feeling? It's only 28 of us, so we can have a little bit of a class here. Like what has it been like for y'all? Because in under white supremacist capitalism, there is a tendency to not be honest about the things that you're experiencing, especially with classism, right? Especially with capitalism.
Racial capitalism.
So everything is supposed to be kept a secret, right? Even sex, like that, I'm spelling it out because these things got all this weird shit on it. All these filters. But, there's a value to white supremacy to keep things private, right? So nobody really knows what people have going on ever, right? Even when you are at work, people will be like, hey, how you doing? And then they'll keep moving. They won't respond. They won't actually, it's not a genuine question asked in earnest. So I'm curious to how people have been feeling considering what we are up against. I have been feeling horrible, and I'm part of the 300,000 plus Black women who have lost their jobs.
Wow.
Thank you, Brianna, for sharing that.
Thank you, Brianna.
It's shitty. It's shitty, shit. Thank you so much for your vulnerability. Been unemployed for more than a year and navigating housing struggles. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, she is
yes, thank you
for sharing
so
that.
It's hard.
And I'm also like, sometimes we be thinking that
I understand, but Marsha said people at work could be the ops, so I don't tell them anything. I understand that. I understand that. Not trusting the people. I understand that. Yeah.
And finding those that you can trust is also very difficult because the state gonna use anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody can be used.
Yeah.
Anybody can be used.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is like, how do we, I asked yesterday, can you resist, we're reading this book, Resist State Violence. Mm-hmm. Can you resist state violence and not be in community? Is it possible to not be in community with people and still resist state violence?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. More people sharing. I feel like I'm a fraud. I would love to hear more about how you feel that way. Severely disabled people so in peril. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. An attorney and unemployed Black women come to me seeking help frequently. It's difficult. Yeah. Amani says hopeless. Yes. Furloughed and worried. Would leave the government if I could find a job that paid me similar. Yeah. I understand that. That. It's shit. It's shitty right now. And I can just speak candidly and vulnerably as freelancers and people who are educators and make a great deal of our money. That's where our income comes from. And speaking at higher ed institutions, it has dried up damn near completely, right? Like there is no need, and that's what they're making it seem like, no need for conversations about racial and social justice because of the removal of DEI. So that has incredibly impacted our business and what we have been able to do. And we see this all over the place, right? It's not just that DEI had rollbacks. It's the people who they think are only benefiting from DEI or only have jobs under DEI. Any, Black or non-Black person of color, anyone that's disabled, queer, trans, even though we know white women are the largest recipients of DEI, right? These are the folks, right, that are, we are the ones that are most impacted. So I know we're not alone. We've been over here what the fuck?
I was up all damn night. Yeah. That's why she mentioned I was taking a nap because I was crying. I'm just like, I'll be honest. You were crying. You were crying. My whole thing about people and also the conflation of, DEI with political. Thank you, babe. I'm okay now. I'm all right. I'm all right, babe. I'm okay. The conflation, the conflating DEI with political education. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody that's doing political education work, you kind of get rolled up into that because that is how you oftentimes, in order to get those jobs or those contracts, you have to, we usually made it plain that we don't do DEI and that's not the standpoint that we come from. We come from a liberatory, really Pan-Africanist, queer politic, trans politic. But at the end of the day, there's not a lot of investment in people getting any type of, anybody that's quote unquote radical, whether you radical at your job that you just got furloughed at, whether you a freelancer, whether you an artist, it doesn't necessarily matter, whether you're unemployed right now, that is not something that people appreciate right now. It's not popular. I don't know if it ever really was. I think that with the veneer of DEI, with Democratic administration, Biden, Kamala, Obama, you have the sort of surface level, on the auspices, it looks like that rhetoric is welcome, but really it's just centrist, moderate. And I don't even like saying centrist and moderate. I just call it what it is. It's just neoliberal gobbledygook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's...
They are not... they know the benefit of quote unquote DEI workshops or DEI programming. They know the benefit of it, right? They know that a radical framework is wrapped up in that, right? That's why it could be, right? That's why they're literally talking about leftists and we're radical leftists, and half of these people are not radical leftists, right?
No, they're not.
It's like, but that's everybody. They're swooping up everyone in that conversation so that they can prevail. And I'm just like, if you really think that your politic is really what people need, then why try to remove everyone else? If you really think that your politic of cis heterosexism, capitalistic greed is really the thing that is going to make a difference for everybody, why remove everybody? Why not just let everybody do their thing and you push what you think is right?
Well, that's kind of DEI, is the melding of that cis heterosexist, capitalist, corporate interest.
Melding? What do you mean?
Melding, putting them together. Putting together the people who you find undesirable, you don't want them, that you feel like they are a threat to the system and a threat to the state.
Yeah.
How do I fold them into?
Yeah.
Even though I'm doing it in a sneaky ass way, I'm saying I'm including you, but I'm only including you with certain caveats.
Yeah.
It's diversity and equity with a asterisk next to it. It's not actually designed so that you could, like you said, if we were to be included in the state or the system, we would, like you always talk about, we would want to change it.
Yeah.
I don't think we would want to make concessions to it and say, well, damn, that's just how it is, and we got to take what we could get.
Yeah.
I just don't know. No, none of our ancestors inside of them was never, especially Sada Shakur, was never like, well, I just have to take what I get. If that's where we're at, and everybody, and that's the whole thing, is like motherfuckers don't care about what other people are going through. They don't necessarily care about the people in their life.
No.
They don't care about the people who they're on a live with. They don't care about the people who they are at work with, or who they could be going out and be on the ground with. Being on the ground with all that virtue signaling that y'all doing, but you could be on the ground with motherfuckers. You could be pulling people in, but it's all about you.
Yeah.
It's all about number one. So that's the hard part, is like, if people are not necessarily caring about other people, then all of this is just for naught.
Yeah.
If all of the political education in the world and all
individualism, Marsha.
All the radical thought and theory in the world, you can have it all down packed. You can speak. You could be a motherfucking professor at motherfucking the highest annals of the slave master funded institutions. You can be and do all of that. But if your work do not care to investigate, interrogate, and reach and impact the material conditions of the most marginalized, you are doing something else. Yeah. You're not doing no revolution, insurgency, nothing. You're doing some other type of shit. And so I think that's just kind of like, and it's what we're dealing with. It's like
I like what you said. I'm at God and she is black. It's desirability politics. It's not desirable to fail or struggle. It's anti-poor.
Yes.
Yeah. It's anti-poor.
But that's
classist.
It's anti-poor, classist, and it's ahistorical. Most mass movements, radical mass movements, is kids, youth,
literally
poor working class people.
Yep.
Not motherfuckers online telling people, oh, you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. Yep. It's not those people. It's not that you need to be doing this, doing that faction. Yep. Okay? It's not those people. Yep.
And, as our ancestors always did, they told us that we couldn't read and we read anyway. They told us that we could not be free and we got free anyway. Right? It doesn't matter. They told us we can't sit at this part of the bus and we sat there anyway. We're going to just keep going, right? We're going to keep going. If I can't be in an academic institution, I will be in your living room, on YouTube Live, on TikTok, on Instagram.
I will be
whatever it is. Ebony has his Patreon.
I will be at the park.
Yeah, I'm happy to go underneath a tree. Like, I just want people to have this knowledge and understand, what we're up against, regardless. I know that y'all don't want to hear this, but regardless of who is president, Literally regardless of who is mayor, right? This is the foundation of this country. Somebody was saying to me, and we can get into this now. Yesterday, The View Mondani was on The View yesterday. And, Mondani is in the race to be the mayoral race for New York City. And it's a hot ass mess because Andrew Cuomo is running again, which is like, why? And Eric Adams just dropped out.
To make way for easier Andrew
To really
Cuomo.
make way for an easier Andrew Cuomo endorsement, more money to go towards him.
Even though we now know, this to be clear, Andrew Cuomo is trailing considerably behind Mondani.
He's doing poorly, but we know that the polls don't always indicate the winner, because this is also a function of money and endorsements in New York City. New York State and New York City is an incredibly racist place. Like, as much as people want to believe that it is a melting pot and it's so cool and there's so many different identities, shit is racist, okay? These people with big, big money, if you ever watch Housewives of New York, you'll understand. Even Housewives of New Jersey, all of this shit is all interconnected.
They are.
These motherfuckers have hella money, and they will put so much money behind a candidate, it don't matter. Like, what the polls say. That's why we always are like, it's so much more than just voting. But either way, he was on The View yesterday, and he said, was it 2020? I think he said in 2020 that the NYPD is racist and anti-queer. Okay? And then yesterday on The View, one of the, I can't remember her name, but one of the hosts says, are you going to take this back, for saying that? Are you going to walk that statement back and apologize to the NYPD? And he said, I said that at a time where things were heightened, George Floyd, and names all these other victims of police brutality. And that he was essentially saying that he was speaking in the height of the moment, right? And not necessarily being totally intentional with his words. And then the host goes, okay, are you going to apologize to the NYPD? And he said, well, I'm going to be having individual conversations with them. And he did, I don't know if it was recently, but he said that he wants the NYPD to arrest Satan Yahoo. So I wish he would have said that on The View, but him walking back these statements and not just doubling down with the NYPD is racist. And I'll tell you why. The NYPD is racist. It's not like a debate. Literally the history, it's like, why do we study history if we're not going to actually apply it to current moments?
Why?
The history, literally the creation of police is rooted in capturing indigenous Africans, enslaved indigenous Africans. That's where we get the police. The NYPD, the history, all of it is founded in that history, right? So what we have now is the continuation of that. Wasn't the FBI just did a report, or maybe it was 2021?
No, that was about 2021, 2022.
2021, FBI did a report saying that there's still essentially the freaking KKK within police departments.
Most American police forces have been infiltrated by white supremacist groups. That's the FBI. This the FBI said out their mouth.
Give it a rest.
They're
Baguette.
telling you.
Hold on.
Baguette, she's doing her thing.
Baguette is freaking out.
She's doing her thing.
So I look, I want to be very clear, because I understand that this video is going to live on the page and people come back to it. And it seems that whenever people critique or have critique of any, really, I feel like it's mostly like Democratic politicians, right, or candidates, people get very nervous about any level of critique.
Not for black women.
And with Kamala, she was deeply protective.
Stacey
Abrams, maybe. But Kamala Harris,
you're right.
Kamala
Harris, I'd be forgetting about her. Yes, Kamala Harris is a great example. We'll get back to her. Yes. People, so I said, it's disappointing that Mondani has walked this back. That's disappointing. And just a side note, he also said on The View that, he is standing for the end of the genocide in Palestine, and that he condemns Hamas, and he believes that Hamas was fighting war crimes with war crimes. Now, here's the gag to me.
Again, just like the NYPD is racist and every other police department across the country is racist, because that's the foundation of police, right? What is truly their point, right? What is truly their whole point of existing, right? Is all about finding a criminal and filling into the prison industrial complex, right? So that these billionaires continue to remain billionaires, where most of their money is in private prisons. We understand that. Palestine is Palestine. And then there was a creation of Israel by Britain, and then very much financed by the U.S. Then Israel and Britain and the U.S. and Theodore Herzl and all these Zionist losers said, let's go into Palestine and take Palestinians' land, because they are all these disparaging things. You can't then say...
And because we don't like Jewish people. That the British government enacted anti-Semitism. So this is how you know Zionism was a creation of anti-Semitism. Zionism was a creation of anti-Semitism. They're trying to expel, continue the expulsion of Jewish people from Europe. Lord Balfour in 1918. That's what they were doing. The fuck?
So if we break it down like this, if somebody were to come to your house and say, this is my house, and you say no, they come back again with a bomb and remove you and your family from the house with a bomb, please tell me exactly how you're going to respond. How would you be responding? Because to say we are fighting war crimes with war crimes is literally inaccurate. That Palestinians are fighting war crimes with war crimes, or Hamas is fighting war crimes with war crimes, is literally inaccurate. And then the View co-host or whatever was like, I don't agree with you about that, literally that a genocide is happening. You can't disagree with that. That is actually what is happening. So this is the thing with this facts thing. This is what was happening with Charlie Kirk. And I'm probably going to do a separate video on this to just really show the example that this happens just in Western culture in general, is this idea that you can debate facts and that you get to just have opinions that your fucking lived experience don't have nothing to do with. Your life is not impacted by it whatsoever. You benefit from it, but you get to have an opinion of whether or not it's genocide. You get to say some shit like war crimes with war crimes. Get the fuck out of here. This is like revisionist ass history. How are Palestinians supposed to protect themselves? Were they supposed to lead workshops?
They don't have a right to exist.
They're supposed to lead workshops on the fucking beach?
They don't have a right to exist.
That's what they're saying.
A nation, not people. Yes. Get it? They say Israel have a right to exist. They don't even say Israel. They don't even say Israeli people.
Right.
They're not even saying Jewish people. They're saying Israel, the nation, the state, has the right to exist. And anybody else who will sacrifice their lives, or anybody else is your collateral. The motherfucking IDF sacrificing their lives and fighting like lions and all this shit.
That shit is cool, Lord.
Y'all better clock all of this.
Yeah.
This shit, that press conference they did,
he's talking about with Satan, Yahoo,
and Trump. I'm like, that, I don't know if we've seen something like that in the 21st century.
Yeah, that was terrifying. It was terrifying.
That event was extremely significant, especially for Black people, because what you saw was them saying, I agree with, and what Erica made a good point about, and I go back to that. What is wrong with acknowledging? You said, why can't, if we want the NYPD to stop being racist, why would we then tell them that they're not? Why, if we want them to not be racist, y'all, some of these reformists, police reform, proponents, if the goal is to reform them to the extent that that's even possible, y'all all know that.
Let's play hypothetical.
If that is the point, why not start from, hey, you're racist. This is a racist. You have a racist legacy in history. How then can we move forward? Now, if you a politician, because somebody said, they was like, Mamdani fucking up, and somebody up there said that, I'm like, you are absolutely right.
That what?
Mamdani fucking up. Like, you fucking up. I'm like, But you trying to serve two masters because, like Erica's saying,
Yes.
if I want to face a problem, I have to face it head on. I don't get the police to stop being racist by being like, actually, no, y'all not racist. Let me handhold y'all through the racism.
Let's do a lesser example. Example. I'll tell y'all nephew East has been biting people. Okay, East will not stop biting. We don't know what to do. We play all these songs. Please put in the chat how to get our child to stop fucking these kids up with them sharp ass teeth. I understand it's developmentally normal. We have looked it all up. And every time this happens, East will come home and we say, East, did you bite? Of course he'll say no. But we'll say, we know that you bit someone today. Literally, you know why we do that? Why do we do that?
I mean, so he can keep it real.
You keep it real, but you gotta acknowledge that you hurt someone.
Yes, you do.
Huh? Yes, you do. You have to acknowledge that you did it first.
It has to be. This is the reason why we don't have reparations. I'll just put it to y'all like that. We don't really have reparations for Black people from the United States government.
They won't acknowledge.
You see all these leftists,
yep,
Marxists. You see all these democratic socialists.
Yep.
Do they ever advocate for reparations for Black people? Look at the political activity of most mainstream leftist democratic socialists. Why would reparations not necessarily be a part of a socialist vision for the future?
Oh, you just woke my game up too, to all the removal of DEI and just in this woke stuff, because I feel like we may have been on the precipice of reparations with Black Lives Matter. I feel like when I say precipice, I mean like, what is the beginning of stuff? We were like 2 centimeters dilated. Maybe. Lightweight.
We was lightweight on the way. It's like when Black people, you tell them you outside and they be like, okay, I'm coming. Or when they be like, I'm on the way, but they still at home.
That's what it was. Yeah. I really feel like we were moving in the direction of so much because somebody tried to say what they always say when I critique Mondani. They said, well, I just want him to be in office first and then we'll see what happens. I want people to stop saying that forever. Please. That is my only request is to stop saying that because with Biden, y'all said that. It was said. And then under Biden, what happened? All of these students, children, in my opinion, anybody under the age of like 24 is still a damn child. Prefrontal cortex, not even developed. Children organizing against the apartheid state of Israel, demanding that their schools divest. What happened to them under Biden? Even Biden said, no, y'all need to stay in order. Our schools need to be in order. That was Biden. And people just kept saying, oh, we need to get Trump out. Oh, we need to get Trump out. And then we'll be able to organize better.
She said the same thing that person said. Let me get in office, then we're going to see what I can do. Let me just get in there, and then let me see what we're going to do. Just get me in there, and then we'll go from there. Here's the deal. Because I know it's going to be recorded. I got to say something to y'all before we get off here. I got to say something to these people with Mondani. Because y'all are really getting on my nerves with this, okay?
Not y'all, but...
This the general enemy.
Yes.
We're going to vote for him, okay? We want him to win. I have to say little shit like that.
I said that.
I don't like to handle...
We are going to vote for Mondani. There's no other choice. I will never, ever, ever endorse someone that has committed sexual violence. Ever. And
the fact that I have to even make that disclaimer, is shameful to me. Because here's the deal with a lot of y'all. When Mondani says something good, he's a revolutionary. When he does something questionable and people question it naturally, then, he's just a politician. Then you deduce him to just a politician.
What are we missing?
So which one is it? Is he a revolutionary or is he just a politician we just need to get in office, a harm reduction candidate? Or is he the fucking second coming of fucking Bernie Sanders bitch ass, who he looks up to? Is he following in those same anti-Black footsteps?
AOC. It's AOC 2.0.
Those same compradors. Those same people who will literally sell the whole entire radical movement down the river. Which one is it? Yes, he's a motherfucking politician, so he do have to do some level of flim-flamming. He have to speak out the side of his neck. That's all politicians do. They say one thing. They do what my grandma used to say: throw the stone, hide your hand. Mm-hmm. That's what politicians do. So that's what you have to do. What my grandma also says: handle them with a long handle spoon.
Yeah.
For Mom Donnie to go on there and to Erica's point, you're repeating dangerous rhetoric, but the rhetoric is not just dangerous; it's also categorically incorrect, and it's ahistorical.
In the rapture set of words, sorry.
Yes.
Suspending all critique for whatever will numb us back into comfort. We got to walk and chew.
We got to do it. Can we do it at the same time in the rapture?
Can we walk and chew? We in the rapture. We are in the rapture. The rapture came.
It's here. And we're all suspended in the air.
Yeah.
You know, trying to figure out where we're going to go and who we're going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. The NYPD, y'all know we used to live in Crown Heights for a while.
Did y'all know we lived? I don't think they knew where we lived.
Oh, we lived in Crown Heights for a long time.
We just said Brooklyn because y'all, some of y'all are not okay. It's not safe.
Well, no, I mean, but y'all see us all the time.
I watch too much true crime to really tell y'all exactly where we live.
If y'all seen us in New York, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I seen y'all," because y'all right over there. We just be chilling and we just be everywhere. So I don't get it. But
some people thought that we lived in Oakland. Some people didn't even know we lived in New York.
Oh no! If I lived no, can't live it. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. Gotta live with my mom. You know, shit. They ain't got no room. Shit, it's already a lot of people.
Ebony, that's not even an option to live with your mother.
Ain't no room. Ain't no room.
Even if there was room, we would not live with your mother.
At the end of the day, I'm finna go live at fucking Eastmont. Shit. In a minute, I'm finna go live at Havens Court or something. Anyways, you cannot say that the NYPD. What would have been helpful for me?
Yeah, what
would you want to bring up? You didn't even bring up Akai Gurley. You didn't bring up Deborah Tanner. You didn't even bring up one of the biggest controversies in NYPD history, Amadou Diallo. Mm-hmm. You didn't bring up, even in 2018 when we lived in Crown Heights, right on Eastern Parkway, the police killed a disabled black person. Mm-hmm. They killed a disabled black person who was in need of help. Mm-hmm. Right in 2018, his name was Saheed Vassell. Yeah. In 2018, okay?
Yeah.
In New Jersey, another woman named Deborah Terrell in New Brunswick was killed by the police. That was like in August. Mm-hmm. Right across the bridge.
So you were hoping that he would.
Why are you, you, Mom Donnie, let's keep it 100. You're not a part of the impacted or the communities that are most likely to be impacted by police violence in New York City, which are black people across the diaspora. Mm-hmm. You are not of that impacted community. Mm-hmm. That's why you talking about George Floyd and all of the extrajudicial police killings of black people that happen outside the city when you could just talk about what happens in New York. Mm-hmm. Because so many black people have been executed by the police in New York. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you're not thinking about that, but you thinking about how the police is not racist and how you owe them an apology, is very
that question is in and of itself is just it's flabbergasting. So it's truly.
So my point about
apologize to the KKK. Okay,
but not only that. We live right around the corner from the 77th precinct. All you gotta do is look up NYC 70, Brooklyn 77th precinct. Mm-hmm. Notoriously racist. Mm-hmm. I had so many neighbors. They used to tell me stories. A lot of our neighbors in our old neighborhood, they've been there, all black, 38, 40 years, same house. And they telling us like when they were our age, how the police used to treat them in 1960, 1950. 1980.
So what would you have liked for him to say?
I would have liked for him not to use impacted and affected communities as I would like for him to have done his strategy not at our expense. Yeah. And not at the expense, to your point, of the truth. Yeah. If you want to flim-flam, if you want to be strategic, it's a game. You feel me? We respect the game. You want to play the game? Do so without compromising your integrity. Yeah. Do so without compromising the freedom struggles that black people are fighting till this day. There are lots of coalition activist groups in New York that are fighting under the premise that the NYPD is racist. Yeah. You start telling people that the NYPD ain't racist, Some people might believe it. You always say people.
But that's how he's going to win.
And you can win. You can win like that. But do you need to do so? Well, it's like a pirate victory, the term pirate victory. You won, but at what cost?
Yeah.
You've won, but at what cost? We all said we want your bitch ass to win. We know you're the hard productive candidate. We want you to win. Yeah. And I think what I'm most worried about is not Mom Donnie. I'm most worried about is y'all. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about this pedestalizing and this dogmatism and these figureheads that you always place people on these pedestals above yourself and all others. Most of us don't know that in congressional civic engagement, congressional politics, or local municipal politics, everybody has a role. Mm-hmm. So if he's a democratic socialist, mm-hmm. y'all lauding him as a godlike figure and being super zealous and not appreciating anybody's principal critiques about him is not socialist and communist in nature. Yeah. Yeah. Remember how the Soviet Union fell in 1989. Remember that it was preceded by the fall of communism, what's called the Autumn of Nations, where basically all those nations that in Europe in 1848 had became socialist and communist in nature, Marxist-Leninist. All of those nations by the motherfucking 1980s mm-hmm. were becoming liberal, essentially neoliberal democracies. Mm-hmm. Guess what white people don't know how to do? Mm-hmm. They don't know how to do nothing without creating a hierarchy. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to actually be communal without dominating one another. Mm-hmm. So if you are a democratic socialist, mm-hmm. whatever the fuck that even means in a lot of ways, it's very oxymoronic in a lot of ways. But mm-hmm. if we're gonna do this communally, y'all need to know what y'all role is. He said something interesting. He said, I'm gonna have to lead y'all, essentially, us, mm-hmm. and I'm gonna lead the police. Mm-hmm. No, bitch, we lead you. Yeah. That's how this works. Yeah. If we're going to do this and we're going to hold him to account, like y'all mm-hmm. said, just get him in there and we'll hold him to account. You need to know that is your role. Mm-hmm. You're leading him. He works for the people. Mm-hmm. It's not the other way around. Mom Donnie will be working for the people mm-hmm. of the city of New York. Yeah. So that means that you're going to definitely tell the NYPD that they're racist. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure they stop killing people inside of their racist animus. Yeah. You're not going to pretend it don't exist. Yeah. You going off. You're not going to tell you are not Palestinian. I need people to know. Mom Donnie is not a Palestinian person. They might think he is. I think people think he is. He's not. You cannot go on national television, international television down there, and try to say that people's whole lives are being turned upside down. A whole apartheid, illegal occupation, and apartheid regime. Yeah. Yep. Is just fighting war crime with war crime. You can't do that. You are not a part of that impacted community. Yeah. Thank you for saying that, Danny. People are going up too much for him. People are seeking the laissez-faire mess that was the Obama years. People are still equating Democrat with goodness. We need more than the status quo. It's true. It's true. We are stuck in binaries. We are stuck in binaries. You always talk about this, and you could talk about this more. You mm-hmm. say critique is necessary. It's necessary. Presupposing all of our ancestors. And Dr. It's necessary. W.B. Du Bois and Marcus Garvey, they was involved in a nasty public discourse and colorist mm-hmm. spat against one another. Mm-hmm. You always say critique is necessary for our political discourse. Mm-hmm. If we don't have critique, then when are we going to have it? Because people say, don't critique him now, wait till he's in office. Then when he's in office, y'all say, don't critique him, let him do his job. Then when he leaves office and he was on his book tour, you say, don't critique, what can you do now? Like, it just... What's our job? The continuous cycle is we are just supposed to lay here and take it. I just got that, but I feel like I'm seeing parallels to grape culture and how we are supposed to interact with these politicians. We are literally just, it's a power dynamic. We are literally just supposed to submit. We're just supposed to be happy with what's presented. Mm-hmm. I was so happy. I actually lived in Ethiopia at the time mm-hmm. when Obama became president the first time.
I was so happy. I mean, to be on the continent with the first Black president, and they were so excited. Everybody around me. And I was so, I don't use ableist language. I was just so not aware of the violence that Obama enacted on communities outside of the United States, right? Because we are all taught inside of xenophobia anyway, right? Nobody was really talking about Syria, right? They weren't talking about even Israel, right? Libya, like they weren't, I mean, yes, people were, because people exist in those identities 100%. And, people study outside of the U.S. However, the way that we are indoctrinated in our secondary school years is not to think about the world. It's only to think about ourselves and how we look as United Statesians. So I wasn't, I'm sorry. That's the oven. We're hosting and I'm making tomato confit and it just got ready. Let me know if you want to see it. Be careful. Be careful. You can take it out. So I just was not aware, but I was so excited. A Black president. Like, that's all that mattered, right? That's all that I needed. And I have to, I think we all have to sit with that. Like, the representation politics and, this person has this identity, but they still uphold the state. We need so much more. We need so much more. I feel incredibly disappointed and deeply disappointed in Obama. What'd you say? How did you feel about Obama?
I ain't even talking about Obama. My question, Obama ain't shit.
No, but when he was first elected, we were like 12.
No, I wasn't. I just got into college. That was my first year of college.
Blackface?
He wasn't shit. It's a blackface and a white man. What is it? Blackface, white mask.
Yes, blackface, white mask.
I already knew Obama wasn't shit.
You felt
because that was a cult that like my mom used to say, them niggas is all the same, Republicans and Democrats. I asked her, I said, Mom, what's the difference what do you feel is the difference between the Republicans and Democrats? I come from a hood epistemology.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, Obama is not, this nigga ain't fucking with the movement. He trying to be a part of the system. I already knew, but I clocked it because I had the that's where I come from. So
thank you.
I think what my thing is my question to y'all is, we see the prevalence of counter-revolutionary thought becoming popularized and what you see now under the guise of, I'm not doing purity politics. This is
the purity politics shit is
y'all
pissing me off.
Y'all have to stop saying that shit.
It's pissing me off.
But I love white people reclaiming their language.
Yes.
We talk about Black people, we need to reclaim our language from y'all and reclaim our culture. Y'all need to reclaim y'all language and y'all culture.
Like, literally.
That's y'all language.
I said, I'm upset that Mondani has walked it back around the NYPD being racist. That's purity politics. I'm upset that Kamala Harris did not actually call a spade and call what's happening with the apartheid state of Israel is doing to Palestine genocide. That's purity politics. Y'all didn't vote for her because it was purity politics.
No, y'all don't have all y'all want to do is vote with no politics.
Ooh.
Y'all want to go out and protest with no politics. We was out there in 2020 with all these motherfucking OFAs, and you know what they was doing? Being just how white people are at the coffee shop at the motherfucking protest in Brooklyn, and I'll tell you.
He was great marketing for the U.S. Absolutely. On
some Cold War shit.
Absolutely.
We don't treat our Negroes like that anymore.
So everybody would turn, but also so everybody would turn their eye and not look at what he was doing and not pay attention. He was called literally the deporter in chief because he was deporting so many immigrants. If not, isn't his record the most out of all U.S. presidents at this point? I know you don't like that stat, but I think that
I think it's a little misleading.
But he may be competing with Trump
he did,
at this point.
He did, but it's a little bit to call him the deporter in chief.
Babe, that is what experience of immigrant communities.
Yes, it's true, and he did do it.
Yeah,
and sometimes the hyper focus on Obama helps to obfuscate the entire white state apparatus behind him.
Yes.
And the fact that U.S. immigration policy is racist and xenophobic. Okay? It's anti-immigrant. They have an anti-immigrant immigration policy. They always have. So when we start to focus on one particular administration and not the others, that's why people got gagged when Biden was doing it. Because they focus on, oh, it's just
Yes,
Obama.
but
People are getting too gagged.
No, but they think that it's a Democratic president, so they think that it's good. They don't actually question it. They don't actually question them.
Why do people? My question to y'all is why he did.
The
You don't even have to look
he
at
was
it.
called that. Yes.
It was over 2 million people or something like that.
Yes, it was more. Yes.
Why do people? What is going on where
the upper middle class black folks in my family still have him on the pedestal with his autobiography on the mantle? Yes, mine too. Obsessed. They were obsessed. Obsessed. Come from a middle class family. Same.
But even thinking about your uncle and them having that on there in the middle of East Baltimore, like there's levels.
It's Jesus and Obama all in the house.
But they're not upper middle class.
No, they're not. No. I think they're middle class. Lower to middle.
Lower to middle. Yeah. Your uncle and them.
Yeah. But my dad was upset. My dad was like damn near in tears when Obama became president.
Don't even cry.
Yeah. We have to go
soon, but the thing is, my question to all of y'all, and y'all can ask this to people like y'all, I don't have to answer it now, but the question that I'm meditating on is like, what is making people so on all sides of the ideological political spectrum? Why are people getting so upset when you ask questions?
I don't get it.
Why is it that when people question, I don't even say it. A question is not always a critique. But what threat does questioning something pose? Why does a threat preclude that? Why does our questioning him seem to people to not be a sign of support? What is people fear?
Questioning is the threat. As somebody with a massive background in sex ed, nobody liked when I was a kid in abstinence-only education and was asking the question to the teacher, hey, why can't we talk about sex? Why can't we talk about this? I don't understand. We just can't. We're just not going to. You can do it when you get older. You can do it when you get married. Like, literally, people are so indoctrinated that a question feels like a threat. Like a literal question in earnest.
I'll be honest. It's the messenger. It's who's asking.
Oh, 100%.
And I believe that if Mom Donnie was a different positionality, and if Mom Donnie was Cori Bush, people would be okay with him being critiqued.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mom Donnie has admitted, like, I am from an upper middle class background. I'm not really.
That's what I didn't know about him.
Oh, yeah. But he said it. You know what I'm saying? So, again, everybody, y'all are putting him on a pedestal as if he's not a politician when it suits you, when it's convenient. But he's telling you, hey, like, I got this radical jargon, this leftist, this really from the black radical tradition. I'm named after Kwame Nkrumah, who led one of the people who led independence.
He is?
In Ghana. Yes, that's why his middle name is Kwame.
Oh, I did not know that.
So
he is black.
I'm not even gonna y'all gonna be really mad when y'all how that nigga put that on his application, but that was a New York Times smear campaign, so I won't mention that. I'll throw y'all that bone. I won't mention that because that was just a New York Times smear campaign. However, because it don't really matter at this point. But if y'all want to make the case that he anti-black, his statements on The View certainly support that. So I don't even have to look back that far.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if he is just a politician and we need to hold him to account, then you cannot also deify him in the same vein. And he cannot be insulated from principal critiques from affected and impacted communities, especially black people.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear shit what a motherfucking democratic socialist or a socialist or a white leftist or a Bernie Sanders bro or sis, a Bernie sis or a Bernie bro got to say about Nathan.
Yeah.
You can't tell a black person shit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can't tell a black person shit. Y'all, to me, when it comes to trying to tell people not to do this and not to do that, white people are always going to position themselves to be in power. Yeah. Whether they're a democratic socialist or they're a run-of-the-mill turn point or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, turning
MAGA, whatever the fuck they call.
Yeah.
So, again, I just wonder, do people feel like, is it easier to put another person on a pedestal and have them be the figurehead because you don't have to
You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to imagine yourself as even being able to. You don't feel able to.
Yeah.
You don't feel
That's what's
empowered.
so powerful. I know we have to go, but that's what's so powerful about the Samud flotilla and all of those vessels going back to, Gaza to like deliver aid, right? And that's to say, even though they know that it's going to be intercepted by the IOF, and they were intercepted by the IOF, it still shows people that you have power, that you can. Me and Ebony have been talking about, like, how can one of us get on the flotilla? Like, what would care look like for East? And how can we do this? And how can we raise money? And how can we support? Like, what is the need? Because we have the power, right? It doesn't live with these politicians. It just don't.
It don't.
It just don't.
And I'll say this because somebody, it doesn't live with them. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, is like it lives, it's also not just the flotilla, it's a Samud, it's also those black folks in Chicago who had ICE come, those federal agents raid their homes in the middle of the night and stood up for themselves and rung the alarm, even though mass white mainstream media is not talking about that.
Yeah.
They're not talking about how black people in Memphis literally have been, the supercomputer conversation is popular now. Mm-hmm. They've been trying to build that supercomputer for since 2015 or some shit.
Yeah.
And they chose a particular area in Memphis because they thought they would face the least resistance.
Yep.
Boy, were those motherfucking white-owned tech companies wrong. Those black people have been lobbying against those black people in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, that's why the mayor... Was it the mayor who just did a talk? No, with the mayor of Memphis. Mm-hmm. He just did a talk with Pete Hegseth. He said, we're going to get the criminals. And I didn't connect that Memphis, I know where the supercomputer is, but I didn't connect because I'm like, why
is the mayor of Memphis?
I don't know if it was the mayor. The governor of Tennessee.
Must have been.
But they were talking specifically about Memphis. And they just did a press conference.
Yes.
I didn't connect that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was making the connection.
But the point being, because I know we gotta go. The point being is that those people chose that area because they said there's going to be at least resistance here. Yeah. Thinking that black people are just going to lay down, and they didn't. They have been advocating. They have been organizing. They've been on the ground. They've been on social media. Yeah. They've been on because nobody is telling their story. They've been doing it all. Yeah. Like somebody said in here, they walking and they chewing gum. We're doing it all. Because that's what it requires. I'm just going to...
Wait 1 second. I just want to highlight this. Hohenator, let me know if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if the money going to the flotilla is great when I know multiple people in Gaza whose GoFundMes have dried up and are facing eviction. 100%.
I also raised this about the flotilla.
Yeah. I had critique of the flotilla because everybody was talking about Greta and only Greta.
Well, we like to, again, I want y'all to think, what is this thing about figureheads? Yeah. What is this thing about pedestalizing preemptively? You pedestalizing motherfuckers ain't did shit yet. You pedestalizing them before they do the thing that represents your interests. Your interests have to be represented. You don't just expect and pray and hope that nigga Mamdani represents your interests. You make him. Yeah. You make him. Yeah. He is running for a particular office. Mm-hmm. They live in what's called a Gracie Mansion. They're not living in the Bronx where that bomb just came off and ain't no investigation. Yeah. And the news ain't talking about that either. A whole building where people live in the Bronx essentially bombed. Yeah.
They're talking about building. Chicago.
And
what's happening in Chicago.
What, Dr. Joy James, what is rarely reported are political expressions from the margins concerning U.S. policies and the state violence embedded in those policies. What is rarely reported are political expressions from the margins.
And that's why you didn't know that in the 8 years Obama was president, 3.1 million ICE deportations.
And I want to end. Can I read a paragraph?
You can not a paragraph.
It's short.
Join Ebony. Join the Patreon. Can y'all put? How can I put the Patreon link in here?
You gotta put the link.
I don't want to move away though from the screen. Can y'all put the Patreon link in here?
Just go to Patreon. It's Erica. Just look up iHeart Erica.
I can't move away. Go ahead. You read and I'll get it.
I just want y'all to think like why other people. Who also, you know what I'm saying? Other just regular people also want to, just like the state is trying to hamper and quell dissent, they're using a lot of y'all to do it. Okay, they're using a lot of y'all to do this. A lot of people that don't want to see nobody question nothing,
and that's what they're. It's such a good point. It's such a good. You're doing the work. You're doing the work of the state. Literally, Trump is attacking the far left, and you keep saying leftists, and the leftists are asking too many questions, and the purity politics of the left. What are y'all doing?
You keep legitimating illegitimate state regimes, but also illegitimate language. In this book she's talking about, it's an oxymoron. She wrote this in 1996. Calling something the radical right is an oxymoron. Mm-hmm. It obscures the interest that neoconservatives and reactionaries have in state dominance, which is exercised through economic exploitation, police violence, prison executions, military bombings, and covert wars. All of which is happening to Black people all over the globe, but especially in the United States. They don't want you to believe that. They don't want you to see that. That's why it's so dangerous to say some shit. You don't even need, if you want to flim-flam and be strategic, leave us out of it. Leave out people whose families are suffering because of the loss of people they can get back.
Period.
Because of what happened.
Period. Don't use it as a tool.
Don't do that.
Yeah, to get more power.
Don't do that.
I love what Emily says. A little late, but I wanted to say a healthy government is supposed to welcome criticism. Like you said, they work for us. They should be centering the most marginalized voices, not making white people comfy. Period. I think we should end with a J-Lo song. Saying in a ballad, because that's the way she wants her music to be sung.
Babe,
you ready?
I'm not ready. I'm ready for you to. I'm ready. Let me read this quote.
You already read it, babe.
No, it's another quote.
Let's sing. You ready?
Y'all join me for Retro
Readers. Well, join Retro Readers on Patreon. I don't know why I can't put the link in here. Patreon is iHeartErica. Patreon, just look that iHeartErica and add patreon.com. It won't let me put it.
No, it's just iHeartErica.
Oh, it's just
patreon.com/iHeartErica.
Join the Patreon. Join Retro Readers with Ebony. I'll be releasing Sex Ed is Resistance dates for the winter. Please come study with me. Come be in class with me in the winter.
Y'all really doing some deep nine.
We're doing like really good
Erica
deep work.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
They going in.
We're uprooting so much stuff. I really enjoy it. I'm really excited. And okay, let's sing.
Man, I don't want to sing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you wanna keep me, yes you do. If you wanna spend my cash, I won't.
I don't know this song.
Even if you were broke, your love don't cause a thing. Why did you join me?
I'm not in the mood for that. I'm not in the mood for J-Lo.
You ready to break things?
I'm done with J-Lo.
You done with J-Lo?
J-Lo a motherfucking comprador too.
J-Lo is tripping.
And so is Bad Bunny. I don't care what y'all say. So
Bad Bunny.
He done already been at the Super Bowl. So what are y'all gagged about?
Bad Bunny.
People be too gagged.
I know. Why did y'all say that Bad Bunny was the first Latino person to
J-Lo and Shakira
perform at the Super Bowl? It's not the first.
J-Lo and Shakira.
Bad Bunny, yeah.
No shade, I do like Shakira, but
you
still.
like Shakira?
But I'm not gonna be sitting up here being like, oh yeah, Shakira, when she was at the Super Bowl, that liberated all the people in Colombia, all the Afro-Colombians. That just really undid centuries of destabilization of the United States destabilizing Latin America.
J-Lo is conquistador descendant.
Okay.
Say that.
I ain't gonna never.
And guess what? So
God.
is Bad Bunny. I know y'all don't want to hear that. It's no shade. Let me tell you. I know we said we getting off. Let me tell y'all. I lived in Puerto Rico, okay, in high school. These motherfuckers was not trying to listen to no reggaeton.
No,
I was like, let's listen to Tego Calderon. Let's get even Daddy Yankee. Like, let's listen to these people. No, we're not listening. They wanted to listen to rock.
Yeah.
They wanted to do that intentionally because they were being anti-black. It is only now. How is it now? Bad Bunny, a very white Puerto Rican, creating reggaeton music with like a little bit of a different vibe to it is so much more popular.
He's trying to mix it with a Black American art form, rap and trap.
Yeah.
That's the other little razzle dazzle. But like you said, they didn't even like dreads out there.
But no, they made my brother cut his hair. They made Diego literally cut his fro. Like, it's incredibly anti-black. But literally, Bad Bunny is not even a candidate for a mayoral race or a presidential candidate. And I'm curious to how this is gonna make a difference for Latinx communities.
It is.
Why are you questioning? It's not like Latinx, his fans can really go to the Super Bowl. That's literally what people say to me. That classist ass shit. Even though the Super Bowl is like one of the biggest times that the military recruits. You know what the military is made up of? It is majority Black and Latinx people. That's for a reason.
Who you think they want to die?
Come
on now.
Bad Bunny is huge.
Bad
Bunny is huge.
Let me tell y'all something. This is getting really, as we say in the town, like my partner Resident Heather, she used to say all the time, Milan, it get manny on the late night.
Manny?
It get manny on the Milan. She will always say that. Milan, it get manny, get recipes and rest in heaven. Mm-hmm. We need all the answers. We need all the ancestors.
Thank you so much.
We're
hosting tonight, y'all, so we gotta go. But this was fun. Let us know. Message us if you put a comment. Let us know if you want to see more of these lives. It's hard for us to get back into the studio, so we're trying to figure out how we can still keep our podcast going in a way that works. Spotify gives a lot of money to military and drones and shit and just really harmful ass shit.
Probably gonna be off of that.
So I feel like we're kind of moving even away from Spotify, and we might be the voice of our, how do I say that, the audio of our podcast may just be on Patreon, but and SoundCloud, but we will keep y'all posted. We're out here just trying to survive. Shit is not easy. We are not exempt. Okay. So keep holding each other, keep supporting each other. People put in the comments what they were dealing with. Check on folks, right?
That's a big part of it. Like, y'all, we gotta really understand.
We love y'all.
This is just we just creating a container, but y'all we all we got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta get really interested. You have to be a community. In a hyper individualistic capitalist society, a community has become a thing to have. Yeah. A thing to consume.
Of course. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you. Maybe we'll do this every other Thursday or every Thursday live. Ebony, the Gemini can't commit.
I'm out here trying to get my issue. I'm trying to get my issue. I got to keep a roof over this, they hit my head, my baby head, your head.
We'll try. We'll see. We appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to keep it moving. All right, y'all. Love y'all.
All right. Whoever was talking about Eastmont, hit me up.
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Love y'all. Everything gonna be all right.
Everything is gonna be all right.
Stay up. Hold on. Just hold on.
Sing some J-Lo.
Y'all need to listen to Marion Williams if you just hold on. Yeah. If you just hold on. We're holding on to you. Yeah. Don't listen to a lot of these motherfuckers that trying to get you,
especially J-Lo,
to knock you off your pivot. But no, you can listen to Let's Get Loud if you need to get loud.
Now that is a Broadway song. Let's get loud. Let's get loud.
Bye, y'all. J-Lo ain't doing nothing for Puerto